This is all very nice. We're in sunny Wiltshire and it's beautiful. And we've got Chris here who wrote in and she wants to surprise her friend Lynn. And David is Lynn's fiance. And this is all quite nice, isn't it?
They're all striding along there.
So where's Lynn gone?
Managed to get her away for the first time in about 6 months up to a health farm in Stratford.
Okay.
She's there with her mum, and her mum's driving, so she can't get back to see the
good.
horses or anything else.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
It's a wonderful morning, isn't it?
Not bad. I've got to get off to work now. So I'm going to leave you to it.
Oh, fine. Oh,
See you later, I hope.
don't work too hard, mate.
Here's a look at this, that'll sort it out.
See the plan then?
Plan. Look at the plan. Oh, upside down, back to front. That way round. That way round, that's the plan.
What's that, a tree?
That is actually a bark path with timber edging, and we've got some island beds. And we're going to keep that bit quite sort of natural with meadow plants through here and a big bog garden in that section with a big gunnerer in it. So, so it's all going to be quite peaceful and tranquil there. And an arbour up at the end.
Brilliant.
And we're going to fence this off because the problem with this is everyone goes up
No
and down to get their
privacy,
horses and she doesn't sit in the garden because everyone goes, oh, Lynn, my horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to fence that off with sort of a hazel or willow fence.
Oh, fantastic.
We're going to take up this paving because it's a bit, well, let's say, unprofessional.
So who put this down?
Lynn did that herself.
You're doing really well, Tommy, here, mate.
Right, we're going to demolish this wall and we're going to push this area out there a little bit so we extend the paved area out there. The two sides of this wall and you're going to plant it like
You love that you do the countryside so well, Tommy.
Excuse me, I'm talking. So that's why you can't sleep there in the country. I tell you, it's terrible. Last night I couldn't get any sleep. There's what with horses are neighing and whinnying and cows are mooing.
Well,
and
Tommy, we don't need
crows
to
are
know what you
clucking.
do at night, thank you.
Anyway, look, here we are. So this is going to be in timber to keep everything sort of matching. Do you like it?
Brilliant. Yeah, I think she's going to absolutely love it.
Good.
How do you know Lynn?
I've known her about 16 years and I needed a riding instructor and we saw her little card pinned up in a tack room. Yeah, and she and I just clicked and been friends ever since, and she moved over here because she wanted to buy her own yard.
Now, where did our researchers catch up with her?
Well, I think we're going to use a bit of video that I've got of her schooling my young horse.
Although Chris has got some lovely pictures of Lynn with her horse, the sound quality is not so good due to the wind on the mic. Still, it's giving us all a chance to recognise Lynn should she choose to surprise us by coming home early.
Now the moment of truth. Let's see what's underneath this paving. Are we going to be lucky?
I found another helper. This is Carl, and he's
Hi, Carl.
he's the brother of the girl who helps Lynn in the yard, Kerry.
Oh, someone looks like they're ready to go for a ride. You, Kerry?
Yes.
OK, so you got us the extra help.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I did. Yeah.
Kerry, is that your red car out there?
Yes.
Would you
it
mind
is.
moving it
Yes,
so our
certainly.
deliveries can get... Thank you.
You have to wait a bit longer. Who's the horse?
This is Monty. This is one of
Monty.
Lynn's.
Monty was quite vocal earlier.
Yes. Monty likes to be noticed.
Kirst, you getting rid of all your aggression?
Yeah, it's good.
I'll stay over here then and have my tea. She's a lunatic with a sledgehammer.
I can hear that.
I'm going this way.
Looks like we've got a wee helper here.
Yes, and this is his mum, Karen, who's a friend of Lynn's. Who's
Lovely.
another
Nice to meet
helper.
you. Right. I've got a wee job out here. Okay, come and have a look.
Imagine working for him when he gets older.
Totally natural.
Bit of a problem we've got here. Charlie said to me earlier, why is it all so wet? And I had my suspicions underneath when we lifted the paving up. And what's happening is this is the rainwater pipe, it takes the rainwater off the roof. And this is just a shoe. What's supposed to happen is this is supposed to send the water out onto the surface. But because they've concreted and buried it underneath, it's been discharging water all under this whole patio area. But even worse than that, it could soften up this area here under the corner of the building, undermine the foundations. You could end up with this corner dropping down and major repair problems. Gives me a real problem though, because what do I do with the water? Because all the ground is running back towards the house, and I've got to reverse that fall, so it means I've got to do a lot more digging.
I wonder why David didn't stay to help out today.
Yes.
Perhaps he knew something that we didn't.
He did say some funny things like, oh, it's all rubble and stuff with a bit of grass on top.
At the moment, he's going to come home and go, well, what have you done? Because I bet he doesn't notice that we've cut this back by another.
He
He
will.
better not. It wouldn't be a good idea if he says that.
Well, you might put one of those poles where he wouldn't want it.
I'm driving steel reinforcing rod through holes in these poles. Then we'll slot more poles on to make retaining walls. That's that one. Could have done with a couple more mil on the drill bit size, you know? Yeah.
This path is going to be very narrow, and Tommy's not going to like that, but we want it to be a path for one person to walk up, because Lynn is the one that uses the garden most, and she likes sitting here on her own. So this is going to be a single traffic path.
A bit more, I think.
Now, there are some people who think this might have been an accidental mistake, but it's a cunning, all part of a cunning plan. Let's see if we've got a longer one. That'll be easier.
Hello.
Hello.
Crikey, you've been busy.
Well, what time do you call this?
Well, I just came to help.
Yeah, well, all the hard work's done now, isn't it?
Oh, well.
You knew what was underneath here, didn't you?
Well, that was Lynn. That was nothing to do with me.
Oh, I see. Oh, right,
Well, don't tell her I said that, though.
She can't defend us. Well, she's going to know because she's going to watch this, isn't she?
Oh, crikey, yeah.
We need David's help because all the digging is a real struggle in this awful ground, and there's umpteen holes needed for fence posts.
All right, what do you want me to do then? Let's get started on this.
How about some hole digging?
Fun?
Grab a wee spade and get digging. Yeah. That's a shovel.
Oh, is it? Oh.
That's the spade, that little thing up there.
That silver one, that's it. And if you just square up that hole.
Ooh.
No, we're not bitter and twisted that you've been sat in an office all day long and doing nothing.
No, I have to ask, did they not explain to you, the researchers when they contacted you, that you had to be here to work,
Well, they said three people had to be.
Giving us three?
Hang on! That barrel was full of our post mix and not soil.
Is that deep enough?
No, I think you've actually filled the hole back in. It was much deeper. Kirst, don't rush.
Doesn't even look the same colour.
Right. Andy's a liability to work with. They're going to be so mean to you in this programme. I can see it now.
No!
Whoa! Who's got my bucket?
On reflection, maybe it was a good thing that he has been away all day.
I think so.
finished, Mr. Walsh?
Well done.
All done in.
Fancy a beer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Can we walk to the pub
I'm
from
awake
here?
now.
Yeah.
Can we walk from here?
Yeah, we can walk to the pub straight over the meadow.
Right. Excellent. Off we go then. We're going to the pub, Charlie.
Right, the beers. You're
Yes, definitely.
I think I'm going to have to buy the beers. They're turning up at 5 o'clock.
Oh, you poor old soul.
I get to sit next to Tommy.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm sure I had a dream about this thing. This was just a nightmare. This wasn't real. And here I am back reliving my dream today. But how can we all be having the same dream?
Now, allocation of labour, I think we need to sort that out for today.
Yeah, well, in terms of digging all them holes for your planting, I think you need someone with stamina. So I think you should have Carl.
Carl, yeah, he's quite good, is he? Is Carl coming today?
Yeah, he's going to be here in about, 5 minutes?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And I think you should also have David because he's fit. And he can help you dig out.
Short straw, you've got me and Kirsty.
And other of the girls can help me pass the paving over and someone can run in the material for the floor, the mortar. And that means that I can stay firmly anchored here just getting this laid.
I have to say we've also sort of ditched the idea of having a bog garden because digging out a big bog garden ain't going to happen time-wise.
You won't dig this
No.
ground in that time.
But what we were hoping, David, is we can use your pretty little water butt up there.
Yeah, it's fine. It
Yeah?
hasn't been used for years. So.
Oh, okay. We stop about here. Hello, are you unready? David,
Yeah?
you see you've got several dead trees. We need some branches that are about 3 inches that are bendy shapes. What we need to do is edge all these beds with
Right,
wood.
right.
Don't you weed here. Or put...
David, you're meant to be cutting down the dead bits, not the live bits. That's why I said you see those dead trees up there.
Right, okay.
So, morning, Carl.
But that's the sort of thing you want.
That's the sort of thing, but dead.
Right.
So I don't want you cutting down the hedgerows and things. All right.
It's quite nice on there. You
Yeah?
need something exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless we could put the Berberis there and then something smaller at the front. Does that look all right there, Tommy? That plant?
It's lovely. It's one of them... It's a yellow and red plant with green stems. Fantastic.
Very good.
Ideal spot for it. You believe that? You believe that?
God, Struth. Struth. I think this whole area must have just been yard. And they just grassed it over. Be careful, David.
All right. Hang on, let me get...
I noticed Carl's decided that knocking down a tree's better than digging holes, and I know exactly how he feels.
Whoa!
It's rather ironic, really. This is probably the worst soil we've come across, and there is the biggest pile of well-rotted manure in the world over there. So this has good potential, this garden.
Oh, God. Oh, if I get any more of these worms on me. There's got to be an easier way. Ah, gee, God. How's that? Do you need any more?
No, you'll be glad to hear. You look quite warm.
Yeah, just...
Look Just a bit.
I didn't think you did the work yourself. I thought you had a team that came in and you just came in the last minute and sort of finished it off.
Faffed around.
That sounds good at this
Yeah,
point, doesn't it?
I wish that was true.
Should hold the pressure from this soil once we backfill that. That's the job done. That's all the timber work done for this section. Now to start laying paving. Day 2, 20 past 11, not a slab laid yet. Right, muck up and away we go. David!
Oh, crikey.
While I've got David mixing, before I start, I'm going to cure this problem here. I'm going to cut this back up to about there, and then refix the shoe at this level once the paving's down. It should then dispense the water on top of the paving rather than underneath it.
Right.
This is going to come out easily.
Yeah. No. Ooh.
There it is.
So we've gone for fairly native trees. We've got sorbus, we've got birch, and we've got a hawthorn. It's Paul Scarlet, and it flowers in the spring, and it also flowers in the autumn. And being a double one, it holds its flowers for quite a long time.
Not my day. They've glued it. You're not supposed to glue rainwater goods, so that if they block up like that, you can just pull them apart and clean them. That's another trip for David then, down to the shop to get one of those. David! You just love a smarty pants, don't you?
The wood's disappearing rapidly.
I know, I'll be told.
David!
You sounded like my mother for a minute then.
That's a worry.
Now our bog garden has been ditched because digging out a big area wasn't going to happen. So we're using this lovely old water trough, which I've had to line because there's a few holes. So I've lined it with some polythene. And we've got some gravel at the bottom, which will sort of hold the water in so you can get a large volume of water in there. And I've drilled some holes because we want it to be damp, but we don't want it to be really marshy right up to the top here because it'll all go stagnant and smell. And we're putting loam soil in. And lots of enricher, because bog plants like the soil to be quite rich. And I'll tell you what, you know those Digitalis? They tie in really well with the honeysuckle. Looks like blancmange.
We have got some lovely willow pots here to go with our willow screens. We thought they'd blend in nicely, but we've planted them up with very simple plants. We've just got Alchemilla mollis, bold there, and some nice just green ferns. We think the green against the willow works beautifully.
So, in this side, it's going to be underplanted with variegated bright hostas. And then we're going to have spikes of white flowers, which is Primula, japonica, Postford white. So the candelabra primulas, which will pick up all the white that Kirsty's put down there. We're also going to have some very gorgeous Iris sibirica that's going to be spiky in there. In the other side, we're going to have the more vigorous plants. So we've got Ligularia Desdemona, which has got these gorgeous purple leaves on the underside, and it has big spikes of bright orange daisy flowers, but that ties in with our purple hazel over there. And then to contrast, because purple and yellow always go well together, we got these vigorous Iris pseudochorus variegata. Now, because the flowers don't last very long, it's worth going for a variegated one, because at least you got some interest there. And it's very vigorous, so that's why I'm putting that in here away from these guys, because it will swamp it. So it's all gorgeous.
Come on, chicken! Out!
Show you a roasting tin. So there's no reason why we don't put this in now, this fence,
Yeah,
leave that
that'll go
gap.
Oh, yeah, fine, that's okay.
Yeah? I tell you what, David, every time I come down here, you seem to be digging more out, mate.
Tom is getting his own back on me. Brilliant. Thanks a lot then. See you a bit later. All righty.
What's happening?
So they're taking Lynn back to the parents' house.
Yes.
And then the father's not going to let them go until they would arrive here at 6 o'clock. And if on the way they've got a mobile, I can phone and say pick up some milk still. So that's still the way it's going to work.
Still got like 5 or 10,
so we can
15 minutes.
Yeah, we can buy 15 minutes if we need to.
Fantastic.
Terrific,
Okay.
well done. Right, come on
Excellent.
guys, let's get going. We've now got 2.5 hours.
Is that by the gun rail? So, David, can you look out some pots? I'm sure I've seen some ornamental pots around in the shed.
Okay.
Don't go on the grass! Can someone give me a bucket of ground?
Come on, David, put your back into it.
Ian, need another mix, yes? Do you know we've only got just over the hour left? Yeah, I know.
Carl, there's just a few more here.
There's 6 more.
But they're just little ones, Carl.
Yeah, but you still got to dig down whether they're like that big or that big.
Exactly. You put your foot down, Carl. Tell them to dig the holes themselves.
Let me just grab that.
Miss Dimmock, that is it.
Right, it's time then, come
The
on.
time is 5:30. We've got half an hour.
Right.
We've got 15 minutes, come on. Yes.
Right, the rest of that topsoil can go.
Yeah, all the topsoil can go now, guys, into the van. The white one.
Yes.
Right, okay. Hey, hello. You had a good time?
Oh,
You mustn't sweat.
believe it. What have you been doing?
Come on, keep walking on through.
Oh,
We had a bash, you see.
unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Few more helpers?
Unfortunately, you're not allowed to walk on it, Tommy, are you?
No.
Not yet. You can stay up there.
This is David
I don't
getting you
believe
back
it.
for his birthday.
You don't believe it.
Is it your type of thing, though?
It's my type of thing, yeah. It looks twice the size.
It is twice the size, Lynn.
It's completely different. Falling off the steps. It's Kirsty. Have a wander around. Yes, this is your bit of the garden. It's all sort of single walkways and.
With the way to the top meadow fenced off, there's now a private garden for Lynn and David to escape into. Its natural feel complemented by the paving, a new variation on the old stable block.
We've tried to keep a natural look to this garden, using what was already here to create features, and planting sympathetically to match the surroundings. The result, a garden to blend seamlessly with the countryside around it.
She's never going to speak to me again.
Welcome home, Lynn!
Oh, I got well and truly close. You might as well have the rest of it. Do what they do at the Grand Prix.
We've got glasses here, haven't we?
Good girl.
Wow.
Look at that. Sweat, blood and tears.
Blister.
Excellent.
What?
You've never had a blister before.
Shall we say goodbye? Take this opportunity. Now, where are we?
We're in Brinkworth, in a wonderful wild woodland garden.
Yeah, that did take us to the brink because we very nearly didn't complete, and it was worth it. So,
You creep.
so from the ground force team and all the helpers, till the next time. Goodbye and cheers.
Cheers.
Can I swear now?
Yes, you can swear as much as you like.
I have to say, David's been very good because he's doing an awful lot of crikeys.
Word Christ.